Hi and welcome back. I stopped recording the last video probably about 10 minutes ago, so it took me here we go, 10 minutes to work out how to be changing direction and how to regas as well. So we're all gassed up, we've got a full diesel tank as you can see, and I've restarted my timer since this is now another video, and I also remapped the buttons for changing between gears in reverse because I didn't like the buttons that were the default ones, so I've remapped those onto my steering wheel, so hopefully now we won't have any trouble getting into reverse when we need to, or into the forwards gears again when we need to. So I've hardly moved since the last video stopped. All I did was work out how to change between reverse and forwards direction. I'm driving automatic because in car racing games I always drive manual gearbox, always, but there's just so many gears in a truck. I just find it easier to drive auto in the truck. So I still have to manually change between first and reverse, but everything and back again, but everything else in the way of gears is automatic. Don't know if these trucks will be automatic in real life. I suspect they probably would not be, but who knows. Yeah, so look at train. Okay. Not much warning of that one. Huh? Oh, there's arms there. Oh, look at that. We're now done a bit more damage to our truck. 41%. As I said, there's a reason that I refer to this as either Crash Bandicoot or Wreckfest when I'm playing this one. A very good reason for it. And I'm hoping to finish this trip and deliver this load of cargo before I need to get truck repairs. No guarantees that'll be the case, but that's what I'm planning for. Generally I need to get truck repairs every second or third run, generally the way I drive. That's not how I drive in real life. That's just this game. The steering wheel is very, very sensitive in this game, so to turn, I'm hardly turning the steering wheel at all. I don't know if I can adjust that or not, but really I'd like to have to turn the wheel a lot more than I am too, because otherwise a small bump and the truck starts waving all over the road like that. So it'd be quite nice to have a bit more, I don't know whether it's dead zone or sensitivity that I need to change. Probably sensitivity for the wheel, so I need to turn it further to get the truck to really turn. And as I said, I want to turn down the sensitivity on the brakes a wee bit too, which I haven't done yet. Although, having said that, sometimes I need to slam on the brakes because I'm too busy watching a menu or something instead of watching where I'm going. So sometimes it can be handy to have brakes that work rather well. We have no idea whereabouts in the country we are now. We're just following this map. Unless we come to a town or something that tells me where we are. That one probably told me, but I couldn't read the sign. It was going past too quickly. We're in Europe. I can tell you that. There you go. So there you go. We know exactly where we are now. We're in Europe. Anyway, I know that AK was quite interested to hear about how the whole house sale is or isn't going or whatever. So I'll tell that story. It's so okay, we'll start at the beginning. I love the house I live in already, to be perfectly honest. I really like it, but my wife feels it's just too big for us now, and I mean that's true. It's got 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and there's only 3 of us living here now, so it is much bigger than we need, and the yard is quite a bit of work because it's a reasonable sized yard. But I love the house, got really, really nice views, so but she's no longer happy in this house. So I told her that I would agree to move so long as we could find another house that we both liked and that ticked all the boxes we needed, and it was either the same, going to cost us the same as this one or less, and I didn't want to increase the size of our mortgage. To be perfectly honest, the motivation for me agreeing that we could move to a smaller house was because I wanted to get something paid off the mortgage. I wanted to get a big chunk paid off it. At the moment our mortgage still starts with a 3, so it's 300 and something thousand, and I would rather it started with a 2 because I'm not getting any younger. I'm 55 years old, I'll be 56 later this year, so I'd really like the mortgage to be starting with a 2 already rather than a 3. So that was the motivation behind me agreeing to move. So we got a real estate agent to come in and give us a valuation on our house, and they said, oh, you'll get between 695,000 and 730,000 for it. So we thought, okay, well that tells us what sort of houses we can look at and things, the kind of price range for us. And certainly at that price, if we were looking at getting 730,000 for this, then we would be definitely be able to buy something that we probably wouldn't get 100,000 knocked off the mortgage, but we'd get a big chunk of that, between 50 and 80,000 knocked off the mortgage. So we started looking around, we found a house we liked, we put in an offer, subject to sale of our own, and our offer was accepted. So we very quickly had to get out on the market, which we did. And then, now when you buy a house, it's probably the same overseas, I don't know, but in New Zealand, if you're buying a house that's subject to some conditions, so in that case it was subject to sale of our existing house, then the owners of the one you're buying have a 3 working day get out clause. So if they get another offer that they think is better, they can give you 3 days notice to go unconditional on your offer, and if you can't go unconditional within 3 days, then you lose that house. So that's what happened to us there. Someone came along and the house that we'd put an offer on and it was accepted, someone else came along and put an offer on it, and they turned around and said to us, you've got 3 working days to go unconditional. Now there's just no way, absolutely no way we're going to sell our house within 3 working days, so we had to let it go. In theory, I suppose you could get bridging finance so you could buy the next house before you've sold your existing one, but bridging finance is very, very expensive, and I have zero interest in doing that, especially because if it takes you a long time to sell your existing house, you could have that bridging finance for a very long time. And when you've got bridging finance, you're basically only paying interest. You're not paying, in fact, you're not even normally paying all of the interest on both mortgages. You're certainly not paying down any capital on it. You're only paying interest. So I just have no interest in having bridging finance. So as of right now, we don't have an offer on another house. And anyway, so we put our house on the market, and we had it on with a deadline sale for 2 weeks. And the 2 weeks expired a couple of days ago and got no offers. And the real estate agent, who was the same agent who had told us to put it on with no price so that we get more interest, turned around and said to us, I think we're going to need to put a price on it. I'm like, okay, well I don't know why you're the one that told us not to put a price on it, so we didn't, but that's alright. And they said, we think you should put a price on somewhere around 650 to 670, which is a lot lower than we had been planning on things. And I said, well, the problem with doing that is that I don't think we're going to be able to buy a house that ticks all our boxes for that sort of money, and I refuse to get further into debt and have a bigger mortgage than what I've already got. Flat out refuse to do that. So what we have done, and we did this last night, this next bit, is so right now we have a price on our house of 679, and to be perfectly honest, I don't know that we're getting any offers at that. I think what might happen is the real estate agent will be coming back to us in a couple of weeks time and saying, I think we need to lower the price, but I've warned the real estate agent that even if they bring us an offer of 679 right now, we would only accept that offer if we could include a clause that said that it's subject to us finding a house that we like at a price that we're happy with, because I'm not completely convinced that we're going to achieve that, you see. So press enter, or okay, checking your documents, hopefully they're all in order. Come on, yes, obviously, yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so we're continuing on the market at the moment, and as I said, we've now got a price on our house of 679. Maybe they'll find someone at that price. They seem to think this might be too high, so quite possibly not, but we can only try. But as I said, even if they bring us an offer of 679 right now, I will only be accepting that if we add in a clause, and the real estate agent knows this, that it's also subject to us finding a new home that we like at a price we can afford. Now, one of the problems with us finding a new home, you see, is that because we own 2 convertibles, and you do not want to be keeping convertibles outside, so any new house has to have a double garage. Now, I don't know about overseas, but in New Zealand, generally speaking, big houses have bigger garages, smaller houses have smaller garages. So try and find a smaller house that has a double garage is not easy, shall we say. There are a few around, but not many. So, okay, I'm going the right way here. Oh, I do think that my bed symbol's red again, so at some point I'm going to have to find a place to sleep. So yeah, and the thing is that if the real estate agent comes back in 2 weeks' time, why have we got barriers here? I don't get it. Oh, is this another border? And I'm meant to be on the other side, okay. Judging from that green symbol, I'm meant to be over here. Come on. Okay. Press enter. We can do that. Checking documents. Oh, I see. So we've just left Estonia and gone into somewhere else. I think that's probably leaving Estonia. I'll check once I'm past the border control here. Huh? What am I hitting? What am I hitting? I'm getting damage. Oh, come on. Okay. So once again, I've got trailer damage. That time of 2%. So once again, I prove why I say welcome to Crash Bandicoot or welcome to Wreckfest when I'm playing this game instead of welcome to ETS 2. Now I'm just going to go to the map for a moment so I can see if I can see what country we are now in. Navigation, that's what I need. World map. Here we are. Can I see country name now? Kaliningrad. Isn't Kaliningrad still in Russia? I thought Kaliningrad was in Russia. Can't be in Russia. Still, no way. Where are we? But I'm pretty certain that Kaliningrad's in Russia. Maybe I'm wrong there. Any other places around there that I should know or something? Or, what's that for? Right. Okay, I'm completely lost. I have no idea where we are, what country we're in right now. You would think it would have a country name for us, but it doesn't appear to have, no. Oh, that's Berlin. Kaliningrad must be in Germany, so we must be in Germany now. Which means we crossed a couple of borders without me realising. So I think, don't quote me on this, but I believe we're now in Germany. You can tell that I'm well travelled. I like to joke with people, actually, so I live in the North Island of New Zealand. I like to joke with people that I've only ever been overseas twice in my life. Once was to Picton and once was to Nelson. Now Picton and Nelson are both in the South Island of New Zealand, so it's not actually technically it's overseas insofar as you have to cross the straits in a ferry to get there, but it's still actually New Zealand. It's just the South Island rather than the North Island. So yeah, I've never actually left New Zealand in my whole life, although my wife and I do both plan to travel after we retire. So that'll be interesting. And I'm going to turn right up here, okay? Okay. So I've got a red bed symbol there. I probably need to find somewhere to sleep at some point, and that's probably a good place to naturally stop the video when we find a rest area. I don't know though whether I have to stop and rest as soon as the bed's turned red, or whether I should wait until I get the yawning. So I know the guy starts yawning and then the screen will go black as I close my eyes for longer and longer while I'm driving. So I probably should stop before it gets to that point, but I don't know if I should be stopping just yet. So it looks like there might be a sleeping area just around this corner and down a wee bit, and I don't think we'll stop at that one. I think we'll risk going past that one and waiting for the next one. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a rest area up here. It looks like it's on the wrong side of the road anyway, so we won't stop at that one. We'll just cruise on past there and look for another one somewhere. Okay. Hopefully that wasn't the wrong decision to make. So yeah, so we do still have the house on the market. We don't have another one lined up at the moment, and I'm not convinced that we're going to find another one that's going to suit our needs at the price that it looks like we could sell this one for. So what we may end up doing yet is taking this one off the market again. Now that wouldn't worry me at all because I love this house, but it would worry my wife, because she wouldn't be particularly happy if we end up staying here. And the other thing that would be quite worrying is we spent about $7,000 just doing a bit of work to this one to get it ready for sale, just to make it look more presentable and things, plus on advertising. So if we did end up taking off the market again, I'd be $7,000 out of pocket, and I don't know about you guys, but I consider $7,000 to be an awful lot of money. It certainly takes me a long time to save up that amount, so I don't really, now I get the yawning thing. Okay, so I don't really want to be $7,000 out of pocket with nothing much to show for it, because the things that we did to this house were things that, although they improve the appearance of the house for selling it, they don't in any way make it better for living in as far as my wife is concerned there. Oh, I know what I should have done. Just when we get around this corner, oh, am I? Oh yeah. It looks like we might have a bed up here a wee bit that we can stop at, but at the moment I've got my lights on my keyboard being the L button, and come on. Oh yes, it is that, and that's not ideal. So I might actually, we'll just stop here for seconds. I really need lights on, so we're just going to change those buttons as well. So that's the one thing. It doesn't seem to have remembered the way I had buttons set up from when I last played this. So now I've got wipers as W. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Lights. Flight mode is that one. We're going to make that button on the steering wheel, and high beam, make that button on the steering wheel. Okay, that should be better. So let's see, we've got lights on, lights. Okay, there we go. We've got lights on and on high beams because my night vision is worse than useless. So in real life, I try and avoid, wherever I can, driving on the open road after dark. So I'm fine around town with the street lights, but on the open road after dark with no street lights, I really struggle to see very terribly well. So I tend to try and avoid doing that whenever I can. And it's also why in this game, when I do stop to sleep, I'll often do a double sleep to get me through until the next morning. Because I don't like to drive at night in this game, for exactly the same reason. I find it very difficult to actually see what I'm doing when I'm driving at night in this game. And it probably doesn't make for very good videos when I'm videoing either, but even if I'm not videoing, I just don't like to drive at night. It's too hard to see what I'm doing. It does mean that often my loads are delivered late because I end up doing the double sleep to get me through till the next morning instead of a single sleep. But given that, as I said, when I first downloaded this game, I wanted to drive trucks. I didn't want to have to muck about with overdrafts and things like that. I do that on Farming Simulator, and I enjoy doing that on Farming Simulator, but I didn't want to do it on Trucking Simulator as well. So I've got plenty of money. If I end up not being paid the full amount because I got the delivery made late or whatever, it's not the end of the world. It really isn't. I don't know how to check my bank balance, but I'm sure that the answer to it is plenty. So it's not a problem. I do need to find a sleeping area though, because I can keep on hearing my guy yawning. So hopefully there's one of those not very far away. If we can find one in the next 8 minutes, that would be ideal, because that would make it a 30-minute video since we're at 22 minutes right now. Oh look, it looks like there might be a sleeping thing just around the corner there. Oh, road. So, oh, did I just go through a red light, did I? Okay. Never mind, I was so busy watching my map I wasn't watching the road. I just saw that there's a truck there, so I was sort of staying behind him, but I didn't see the traffic lights there. I'm guessing I just went through a red light. That's what my traffic offence was. I think, no, that might just be a blue box with the highway number on it. So it might not be a... I'm getting tired, okay, I know that, thank you. I will be stopping when I can. Oh, it looks like we're coming up to a town. I could divert slightly to go there. Let's have a look. I think I remember how to do that in the map. So let's go and have a look. Where are we? Okay, so if I zoom in, so we're there, and it's a sleeping area around this point somewhere. Look at that, there is. So we might divert to, if I click there, yeah. So now my map's going to take me to that sleeping area, and that's where we'll save this video. Now I'm not sure at this point, I'm sorry, whether I'll record more trucking videos or not. Yeah, as I said, my original plan was to record up to delivering this load, but I don't want to do that if it's going to take like 10 videos to do it or something. But I would be interested to know, I mean, because generally with my videos, let's be honest, you're not tuning in to watch the farming or to watch the truck driving or anything as much as you're tuning in just to listen to me yak on about nothing. So if you'd like to watch some more trucking to get this load delivered, even if it means a few more trucking videos, let me know. Or if you'd rather go back to farming videos, let me know that as well, and I will because I'll be doing both, but I don't have to do them all on camera. So let me know whether you'd rather see trucking videos on camera or farming videos on camera for my next few videos, because I will be delivering this load regardless of whether it's on camera or not, and I will be continuing with my farming regardless of whether it's on camera or not. At the moment on the farming, I haven't quite finished the windrowing of 4th cut yet, so I've almost finished windrowing 4th cut, and then we'll be up to baling, and so that'll be the next job on Farming Simulator, is baling then wrapping. And I think I did a wrapping video not very long ago, so I probably won't record the wrapping. I'll record the baling, and I might record the stacking as well, because I quite enjoy doing stacking. So let me know, would you rather watch me destroying my truck by hitting other things and picking up fines for speeding and going through traffic lights and everything else I do wrong, or would you rather watch me baling and maybe stacking bales? Which ones of more appeal to people? Let me know. But once we get to the sleep area, Kaliningrad discovered. Okay.
Get ready to turn right.
Same, ready to turn right. Just up here.
Turn right.
Okay. Just up here on the avoid sleeping offence. Oh, I just gotta find £140. Or was that euro? I think it was pound. For not sleeping. Well, I'm just about there. I'll be sleeping very, very soon, and I think I've overshot the driveway. And what's this guy doing? Hang on. Bear with me for a moment. One moment, caller. I'm just going to have to... As I said, I've found my backing up. I'll crash vehicle offence. Great. Okay, we're going to cut off this next truck. They can wait for me, because I'm sick and tired of getting these fines for not sleeping enough. Is this where I'm meant to go to sleep? I'm sure it is. Oh, yep. Oh. No, I see. I've got to go around this other truck then come back down. Okay. We can do that. One moment, caller. I tend to drive in cab 99% of the time. I find it very, very hard to actually stay in a straight line and things when I'm out of cab. Having said that, I do occasionally like go out of cab just to look at the scenery and stuff. Okay. So there we go. So now, not in my part very well. Okay, handbrake, lights, engine, sleep, and we'll probably only a single sleep, but the video is now 28 minutes long, and this seems like a good place to stop it. So thank you very much for watching again, and I will catch you all later on. Thanks, bye.